Hey Mustangs, welcome back to Mustang in the Middle, episode 2. Today's topic is dealing with the struggle of group projects. The reason why I chose this topic to discuss is because, in my opinion, I think that group projects are widely disliked by many people, and they sort of have a bad reputation for being frustrating and annoying, and just stay away from them as much as you can. But the reality is, once again, it's not going to work like that. You can't always work independently on everything. You're going to be constantly having to work with peers in middle school and high school and college, and especially in the work field. We're going to constantly have to be working on our communication skills and our people skills because group projects are unfortunately unavoidable. However, with these tips, hopefully your groups will run smoother and your assignment will get done more efficiently. That is my goal. All right, so my first piece of advice for you is to separate out your sections of work evenly amongst everybody in your group. I feel like this tip is pretty widely well known and sort of kind of common sense, but in case you didn't know, this could really help your time management, and the work will feel more accomplishable. That's part one of this piece of advice. The second part is to do it based on everybody else's strengths by, assigning somebody a role who's really good at drawing and having them be the illustrator for your assignment. That's probably a good idea because the job's going to get done thoroughly and it's going to be a good piece of the assignment. It's going to get done well. And that can go the same way for any role that you are assigning in your group. My second tip or piece of advice is to make sure that your voice is heard, but use that effort also to equally listen to other people's ideas and thoughts. I think it's very important that communication is happening between everybody in your group. And I think it's really important that your ideas get across to everybody. But that also goes for somebody else. And when you swap roles, that means then you have to listen intensely and make sure that you're hearing what they have to say and being respectful, because you want that same respect that they're going to give you. And if you have somebody in your group who is maybe more quiet or keeping to themselves, go out of your way a little bit to see what they have to say, see what their comments are on what everybody else has agreed on, see what they maybe want to accomplish out of the group. Maybe they want to be the artist, but they might be very shy. They might be intimidated by certain people in the group. They might feel embarrassed because they don't really understand the assignment or the subject that well, and so they might need some help, and they might not want to ask you. There's a billion different reasons why that person could be keeping to themselves, but if you go out of your way to see what they have to say, not only will that be great for your group because you're going to pull out information that can be very, very valuable, but it also is going to make their day, and it's going to make that person feel more comfortable. And when everybody's comfortable within the group and there's no awkwardness, there might be some awkwardness, but at least everybody feels comfortable, then if people have questions, they're going to ask, and your group is just going to be on a roll. So that is why I think communication is so, so important. My third tip is to set a goal for each day that you have to work on your assignment. Set a goal for what you want to accomplish. So, for example, a few weeks ago in my science class, I had a group project. It was just partners, but still. We had, I think, about 3 days to get it done. And my teacher had said, okay, class, I want you to be thinking about your goal for today, what you want to accomplish. And I know that a lot of teachers say, and I've heard this before too, use your time well, make sure you're getting things done, stay on task, etc. But this was the first time that it sort of clicked for me, and I saw what that all meant in a different way. And so that's why I'm sharing it with you. By setting a goal each day of what you want to accomplish, you're going to be getting things done so much quicker, and that's going to obviously be a big help. So if you say, okay, today we're just going to plop down the research, not care about like spelling or grammar or complete sentences, but just jotting down all the information we need and making a plan for the sketches. Okay, that's great. You'll get that done. And then the next day you can start making a new goal about maybe like perfecting it, start writing complete sentences, start actually drawing some stuff, and so on and so forth. And this is going to speed up the process of your project, and who doesn't want that? All right, my last tip is a pretty solid one and something that I think everybody can agree on, and that is to do your very best to avoid the drama and the negativity. Drama can very easily come up in group projects with disagreements or certain people mixed together in that group, and it can just stir up trouble. So a few things to kind of stay away from and avoid is being overly aggressive with your group and or dictating the conversation and dominating the assignment. You want to make sure that everybody is an equal in the assignment and what they're doing and with their thoughts. Try to avoid distracting the group by being the clown and constantly making jokes and things like that. Make sure you're contributing, and just bottom line, I think, for this tip is have the respect that you would have for a teacher, for anybody. Keep that respect with your group, and have respect for yourself and for others, and try to just focus on the task at hand and not get personal in anything. And that brings me to my last thought, is that disagreements are not necessarily bad because they're just going to happen. Disagreements are inevitable. However, it's important to not make them personal. And if you can try to ensure that the discussion and the disagreements are going to be focused on the task in hand, then you will be staying away from the negativity and the drama. And that concludes our second episode of Mustang in the Middle. I hope that these tips will help you and guide you in a more zen direction for your next group project. And make sure to tune in for our next episode, episode 3 of Mustang in the Middle.